Hi guys, welcome to JC Transformation Strategies. Welcome to our Sunday session. Thank you so much to all those who are joining today, and welcome to the old and the new subscribers. Appreciate all of you guys. Okay, you guys mean a lot to me. All right, so let's do the intro. Those who have celebrated birthdays throughout the week, happy birthday to you. Hope you had a blessed day. Those who have lost loved ones, my deepest condolences to you, to the family, and for surviving this week. Well done to you, okay? And if you celebrated anything, all right, whatever you're grateful for this week, even small things, well done, okay? Always be grateful. Today, guys, we're going to be looking at don't explain yourself to people who don't understand you. Don't explain yourself to people who don't understand you, okay? We're going to be diving more about this topic, and it's going to be helping you, it's going to be healing you, and you're going to discover a lot of things that you actually wasted your time and wasted your energy upon, and now you're going to refrain from that and you're going to reframe thoughts. So let's do a Bible scripture, which is from Proverbs 17, verses 28, and it says, even fools are thought wise when they keep silence. With their mouths shut, they seem intelligent. So even fools are thought wise when they keep silent, with their mouths shut, and they seem intelligent. We thank God for His precious word. And today we're going to dive into the topic more. So you must understand that you cannot control somebody else's mind. You cannot control somebody else's thoughts, and you cannot control somebody else's peace. All right, because everybody has been wired differently. The way a person acts or reacts, it's because of their state of mind and the way they were brought up. So that is why a lot of people, when you actually notice and you sit back and you say, why did this person react this way? Or why did they say things to me? Or why is this person saying rude stuff on a text? But we fail to understand that there's so much of experiences that a person goes through, and your mind is a machine. So your mind literally, it's like understands it the way that you've been going through. So everybody's mind is a machine. All right, my mind, your mind, everyone. So we've all been through so much of things in life, and our experiences is what shaped us. Our struggles, our pain, our suffering, and our growth is what shaped and formed us. So what happens is that when we go through that phase, the way we respond to somebody else's assumption or whatever statement they say to us, we will respond based on what we've been through. All right. So you cannot control the person that hurted you. They must be said a lot of statements against you and accused you and probably blamed you. But you cannot control that because you don't have control over their mind. Okay. So your peace cannot be built on other people's peace, meaning that if they are not happy, okay, if somebody is not happy, and you can talk so kind to them, and you can talk so much of sweet words and say that you are so beautiful, you are so loving, you're an amazing person, you have an amazing personality, and you can say the best of the best words, but you cannot change the perception of that person, meaning you cannot change the way they see life, others, or themselves. All right, so that's the first thing you need to understand, okay? Now, we're going to be looking at tips to practice so that it will help you not to over explain yourself to people who don't understand you. So, I know from a personal experience, we've been explaining ourselves to people, and we always think that they should understand the way we are. All right, we always think that they should actually understand. I went through the pain, I went through the suffering, or I'm going through so much, or I have kids to see to, I have a big job to see to, I don't have time. And they also need to understand I don't have money. But to tell you the truth, people are not going to understand that. Only you will understand it because you faced it. You know what it is. You know your struggles. You know your growth. You know your suffering. You know your phases of life. But the other people will not understand that. Okay? So first thing is you have to accept that this is how it is. Okay, then we look into the tips of how you can practice not to over explain yourself to people. Now, if you've been a person, all right, and you've been explaining yourself and you want it to be understood, and you feel that whenever you speak, you find yourself defending yourself more, you find yourself proving yourself more, and you also seek approval from others to recognize that my point is right and my point is a final say. So if you being that person, my dear, you've been over explaining yourself to people. Okay? It's normal. Okay, but the problem is that it's a congenital distortion as well, and it's also a form of suffering. So we need to get you out of that so that you can have peace in your life. Okay, so the tips to practice: number one is stay silent. Okay, it's the hardest part of anything. When you know an accusation is said to you, or when you know people speak bad against you, or you heard that people are gossiping about you, your first reaction is to defend yourself. So what do? We open our mouths, we talk, we try and defend our points, we try and fight for ourselves. And we're like, how can you say things like this? And this is my point. And you have so many points, you'll even have screenshots on your phone. And yes, maybe you are actually correct. But the truth is, that person's mind, if that is, they cannot comprehend what you're saying, okay? And they will not understand you because their mind is working out of their perception, okay? Their perception, their life experiences, their growths, their struggles, whatever they're going through, okay? So the best part of it, stay silent. When a statement is said to you, first thing you do is don't follow the heat of your body. What do I mean by that? When a statement is said to you, there's a sensation that goes in your body. Most people get that. Sensation could be a tighten of chest. You can feel it. Sensation could be, hair could be clenched up, your jaws. You want to like talk something, all right? And sometimes even your hands like fist. It happens. It's body sensations, okay? Nobody's perfect. So when the sensation pops up in your body is literally going into a fight or flight mode. The stress is up, the cortisol is up, the adrenaline rush is up, right? So you want to defend yourself. But when that statement comes to you, what you need to do now is you're going to take a deep breath instead of following the heat of your body. So the heat of your body is anger. It's justification that you want to defend yourself. So what you'll do is, statement is said, you will just, okay, but don't listen too attentively because it's not worth your time. You are going to pause. So you're going to close your mouth. All right. Don't leave your mouth open. Close your mouth if you can. All right. Close your mouth and you're going to pause. All right. And then you're going to take a deep breath in and out. And even if they see you taking a deep breath in, it's fine because with humans, what you do, the other human can do. So something they might even take a deep breath in. Right. So you take a deep breath in and even feel that air entering your chest and then out. Automatically, your brain will switch over from a sympathetic state to a parasympathetic state. Your sympathetic state, basically, is your rest and digest mode. Meaning, your brain that was already there to talk and defend will actually realize that this is not important and I need to be calm. All right, so it's very, very important that breath work during the state of arguments or whatever is happening. Okay, so also ask yourself, once you finish, take that breath, ask yourself, is this true? Whatever they say, is this important? And is this the right time for me to actually talk? Because sometimes in the verge of a lot of arguments and a lot of rage, people talk anything. They will literally hurt you, even though you've done so much for them, and you actually think, you know what, this person is not grateful. But you need to understand that the person as well is talking from their insecurities, their fear, their how can I say, emotional problems, whatever they face, and even emotional imbalance or whatever mental disorders, which you yourself don't even know, right? So that is why people are actually facing that, and they are talking that, and they are struggling internally. Okay, so it's very important. Ask yourself, is this conversation helpful to me or is it harmful to me? All right, I'm giving you psychoeducation, guys, so it's very, very important that you follow the steps. Okay, so stay silent is number one. All right, and also another point for stay silent is, imagine in the past how much you've been explaining and you're talking, and you've literally been talking to walls, right? You've been talking to walls, and you don't understand that walls, basically you can talk, but there's no impact. It cannot talk back to you. There's no force, there's no communication. It's just there. All right, it just stays. So understand now, you've been talking to walls your whole life and you're not talking to ears. Okay, you've been talking to walls. So every time when you have that urge that you need to talk to this person again, and you need to make them to understand, you need to ask yourself, am I really going to talk to the walls again? Because this person doesn't have ears to listen. So best stay silent. Okay, number two, release the need to be understood. That is basically a craving. The need to be understood forms a validation that we seek. We want people to hear us out. We want people to say, yes, I understand what you're going through. Yes, I know it's difficult what you're going through. Yes, I feel sorry for you. So all those points that I just told you now, that's validation points. We as humans, we want people to recognize it. We want people to validate us. And the truth is, we're not going to get it. You will get few people that will validate you. Like for example, for me, like I had doctors, specialists, I had good people to validate myself. All right, I had a supporting fiance who actually validates me, and whenever I feel down, I hear those validation words, right? So you do get people that will validate you because they see who you are, they recognize who you are, but not everyone is going to do that. Also, maybe you had people who was validating you in the past, and as life went on, they changed. And then you need to come to acceptance that people change. Okay? So even though they validated you in the past, there is a moment that they will not validate you in the future, but it's completely normal. And you just say, you know what, I accept it. I'm okay. Reason being, my validation counts more than anyone else's validation. So, yes, release the need to be understood, release the need that everyone needs to understand me. I am all right, okay? Those are all congenital distortions, okay? Um, you need to ask yourself, whenever you think that you need to be understood, is what happens when you are not understood, all right? So, you went through something, okay? But what happens now? We understand you went through whatever you had to go through, that pain, that suffering, loss of job, loss of your pets, loss of your spouse, all right, or loved ones, or whatever that happened to you. What happens when you are not understood? Okay, how do you feel? Like rage, you feel anger, you feel body sensations, right? So that basically means those are your replays, and that also means that those are your suffering. So that is why you need to release that need to be understood. Okay. So remember something, that you can't reach to someone's mind and you can't rearrange their perception. All right. From a control freak like me, who had to learn a lot, guys, and psychoeducate myself, I thought that I could enter into somebody's mind and talk so much and explain so much, and I can actually alter their mind, and I can actually make them think the way that I want to think. And then I realized that there's only one of me, and there's only one of you, and you're one of a kind. So it's very difficult, it's impossible, all right? And I don't even know if there's any form of miracle that it can happen, but it's extremely rare for you to actually reach out to someone's mind and rearrange their perception. The only way a person will rearrange their perception is when they find that it's a problem, and when they find that they need change. If they don't feel they need change, it's just like if you don't feel you need change to go into therapy, to go into a psychiatric ward or a therapist ward, you will not take that step. So it's very, very important for you to see that there is a problem. Maybe you have spoken to them that, I've noticed this is happening, and you outburst, and maybe you should seek therapy, but that's all you can do. They need to take that step to get into their therapy room or do online sessions, etc. Okay, so maybe you know somebody that actually needs therapy, needs help, and you've always like tried to instill it into them. Go for therapy. You're having issues emotionally balancing yourself. All right, if you know them, guys, share my channel to them, and also tell them that reach out on the JesCTransformation@gmail.com, and we can work things through, especially if you are struggling in your marriage, relationship, kids, or even with others, to socialize and to talk. Right, that is a step where you should seek help, and we are always available. We're always ready for you. You just pop us a message, and we will help you book an appointment that works for your time zone. Okay, so when you constantly think that you need to be understood, and then you completely change from that, you actually will feel at peace because you don't carry that burden anymore. All right, so it's important, guys, for you to feel that peace, and that is why I'm giving you these tips to practice. All right, number 3 is stay compassionate to yourself and set your boundaries. Right, so some arguments and some statements are very, very hurtful, and words like, it does sting you. All right, it does. Nobody can say that they don't feel stung by person's words, and especially if it's from families or friends that you know. Okay, so these things happen, but you need to stay compassionate to yourself. Okay, like how you will treat others, you will treat yourself. So you can set boundaries. If somebody is actually saying these things, you say that I choose peace, I choose myself, and I feel sorry for this person because this person is not well. Okay, because most of the times they are emotionally ill, mentally ill. Okay, and they say these things, but you should not be affected by it. So be kind to yourself, and also if you have to say something, all right, and you don't want to stay silent, and you're always a person that talks a lot, you can just say, you know what, may you find peace, may you find peace, and that word will go straight to their mind, and they'll be like, yeah, peace, and then their perception of peace will come to them. Okay, so if they are religious people, they'll think about, oh yes, in this religion book about peace and everything, and I can see that I'm actually lacking getting that peace. So it's very important that you just take that step back, all right, and let them find peace. Don't overdo it. Don't over work yourself for them to find the peace. They will find the peace at their own accord, okay? Because the universe will lead them to find that peace. So, guys, this is very, very important. 3 steps. You can actually rewind, go back. I'm just doing 3 steps because I find that this is going to help you as well. Part of the glowing process. Remember, guys, we're doing 6 months of glowing. So I decided the first week is we're going to talk about don't explain yourself to people who don't understand you, which is very crucial. All right. Thank you guys for participating in this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. All right, you can kindly reach out to me. All right, I am an accredited neuro life coach, and I'm also involved in counseling and psychoeducating. Okay, so you can reach out to me on JesCTransformation at gmail.com. JesC Transformation, remember it's JESC, okay? Transformation at gmail.com. Kindly book your sessions there, and then also I will see how it works with time zones, and then I will accommodate you in. Definitely. If you guys just need to talk about something, like you need a support system, as I said, you don't worry about the cost, don't worry about the money, how much it's going to cost, and all that. I know a lot of people are struggling financially. Just reach out and we can see what we can do, okay? Because there will be free sessions as well. So don't miss out, okay? Don't miss out on your healing, because your healing matters. You are priority. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned to JC Transformation. And guys, we'll see you next week, Thursday, okay? Don't miss out. Namaste. Bye.